Tuesday night action on ESPN welcomes you to the Stroh Center as the Bowling Green Falcons take on the Ohio Bobcats for the first time this season. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us alongside Bowling Green student Lauren Salkowitz. I'm Brad Woznicki. Tonight's matchup features two teams that come in hungry for a win. Bowling Green has dropped 3 in a row, while Ohio is trying to avoid a 3-game losing streak. And for Bowling Green, it has to be about defense tonight. The Falcons, over the last 3 games, are allowing 92 points a game, and Ohio is not shy from long range.
Absolutely. The Bobcats attempt 21 threes a game, and they're dominant in both meetings last time, winning by an average of 22 points per game. But on this year's Ohio team, there's a big difference.
Right, there's no more Kenny Kaminsky, no more Antonio Campbell. Right now leading the way is the senior Mike Laster, averaging better than 15 points a game. He's an inside-out scorer, shooting nearly 40% from long range, and he's shown the ability to take over games. He put up 27 points against Northern Illinois.
Absolutely. Mike Laster has nearly tripled his scoring average from last season. Coming off 11 points against Buffalo, Laster is averaging better than 15 points a game in the season and shooting nearly 40% from long range.
And a big question for Bowling Green coming into this game is how will the Falcons respond after being dominated by their rival at Savage Arena Saturday night? Justin Turner, the redshirt freshman, has not played like a redshirt freshman, leading the team in scoring. 16 of 20 games he has been in double figures, and he is one of the top 3-point shooters in the MAC.
Right, Justin Turner comes in averaging better than 15 points per game, and he's looking to break a 22-year-old record held by his assistant coach, Anthony Stacy. Turner needs to average better than 12 points per game in the final 10 games of the season.
And for Justin Turner, he also has to continue to attack the basket. He's shooting 79% from the line this season. For more on the guard from Detroit, Michigan, here's Samantha Heichman.
I'm here with Justin Turner. With last game against Toledo not really going as planned, what are some things that you guys worked on, for tonight's game against Ohio?
Just cleaning up our defense, getting back to the basics. We're not really focusing on the offensive end right now. We're just focusing on playing hard, letting our defense create our offense.
And as a redshirt freshman, you sat out last season due to injury, and you played in only 4 games. How did you bounce back from that and going into this season, because you are having some good success with 16 of 20 games in double-figure scoring?
Just staying focused, just coming in every night with a chip on my shoulder. I waited so long to come back and play, and last year when I got hurt, I sat out, so I got to see all the things that go on. So I just took it in and just waited for my time.
All right, and last question, Justin. What are some keys tonight to stopping the Bobcats?
Getting back in transition, limiting their threes. They're a dangerous team, second team in the MAC shooting 3-point percentage, and just playing defense.
Thanks, Justin. Good luck tonight. Back to you, Brad.
Thank you, Samantha. It's Antonio Daniels bobblehead night. Get excited. We'll have the starting lineups and the tip-off when we return right here on ESPN. Tonight's Mid-American Conference men's basketball game. Bowling Green coming in at 12-9. Ohio sits at 9-11 right now. And let's get to the Ohio starting lineup. It starts with Tavion Kirk, the freshman, at 6'3", followed by Gavin Block, Mike Laster, Jordan Darnus, the team's leading 3-point shooter, and the big man, Doug Taylor. And for the Bowling Green Falcons, point guard Rod Caldwell, followed by Dylan Fry, who had a lot of success against this Ohio team in last year's meetings. Then you have Justin Turner. Derek Koch is back in the starting lineup. He did not start against Toledo. It was Matt Fox who got the start. And then you have DiMaggio Wiggins, one of the top rebounders in the Mid-American Conference. Now you heard my partner mention earlier that Ohio was dominant against Bowling Green in both of last year's meetings. You see the final score from the last meeting back on February 18th. Bobcats winning by 20. And a familiar stat from that game that happened against Toledo, the Bobcats shot 62% from the field. You go back to Bowling Green against Toledo this past Saturday night, the Rockets as a team shot better than 67% from the field. Bowling Green's got to have their defense going tonight.
That's absolutely impressive.
The Bobcats coming off a 73-66 loss to Buffalo. Nick Perkins led the way for Buffalo with 20 points. This is a Mid-American Conference East matchup tonight. Ohio may have won both meetings last year, but the year before that, Bowling Green won both meetings. These two teams will meet again down at the Convocation Center on February 27th. Bowling Green will be in the home white, Ohio in the road green. Taylor and Wiggins to jump. And here we go. Bowling Green wins the tip. Falcons lost by a final score of 101-75 in their last time out against Toledo. Bowling Green actually led for the opening 9 minutes, but then went into the locker room trailing by 24. Back come the Bobcats. Ohio shot just 25% from the field in the first half against Buffalo. It's a deficit they were unable to overcome in that second half. Inside, no good. That was Gavin Block. One change you notice for Bowling Green in this starting lineup is Antoine Lillard getting the start in place of Rod Caldwell. That was a late decision made by the team. Bowling Green coming up empty on their second possession. Now inside, loose ball picked up by Turner. Antoine Lillard fires a three. And Koch on the backside, the offensive board, and the putback. The freshman has great touch around the rim. He's averaging better than 6 points and 5 rebounds a game right now. And the jumper no good was Tavion Kirk. Dylan Fry found a driving lane. And we're going to have an offensive foul. It was a delayed call there, but Gavin Block took the charge. And Lauren, we know Ohio, a big part of this game for them will also be defense with the struggles that they have had offensively, only scoring about 65 points a game in recent games.
That's absolutely correct.
Mid-American Conference play, Ohio scoring 66 points a game. A traveling call will give the ball back to Bowling Green. And there is Bowling Green head coach Michael Huger, a record of 2-2 all-time against Ohio. A record of 41-46 as the head coach of the Falcons. And a Bobcats foul. That will be Ohio's first team foul. And there is Saul Phillips, the head coach for the Bobcats. A record of 62-54. Former head coach at North Dakota State. He was an assistant there before that. Saul Phillips, 4 wins away from 200 in his career. Here's Derek Koch for 3. Got it. Koch doesn't attempt a 3 all that often, but as you can see, he's got a nice looking stroke. Back comes Lillard. Finds Turner in transition. Yes, sir! Bowling Green by 8. Block. Dardis well defended. Turner got a hand in there. Now inside, Kirk. His follow-up is there. With over 3 minutes gone by, the Bobcats are finally on the board. Ohio so far 104 from the field as Bowling Green works it inside to Wiggins. Lillard in the paint. And another Ohio foul. Lauren, one thing we're seeing from Bowling Green, yes, they're having success from long range, but they're still attacking the basket.
They are, and they're doing a great job at it.
Antoine Lillard will step to the line. Lillard has averaged 12 points a game in 3 career games against Ohio. Shooting 71% from the line this season, and he's good on the first. And checking in for Ohio, that is Kevin Mickle. If that last foul was against Taylor. For Taylor, that was his second personal as Bowling Green goes back in front by 8. Ohio on the season, a record of 2-6 on the road. Here's Mickle working against Wiggins. And the hook shot, short, rebounded by Koch. Wiggins. Hook shot, no. And blocked the rebound. Block as Koch went down, able to finish the high percentage look inside. Daquan Plowden to the scores table. Turner, little hesitation move, can't draw iron. And it will be Ohio basketball. We have our first media timeout. Bowling Green off to a good start on their home floor, leading Ohio by 6. Derek Koch knocking one down from long range. And Antoine Lillard finding Justin Turner in transition. Ohio 4, and so far the Falcons having success from beyond the arc.
They are. So far they are 2 for 3 on their long-range shots, and Ohio's doing 2 for 6 on the field.
Going inside. This is Mickle kicking it out. Now Laster. Good defense, forces the fadeaway. And knocked out of bounds. Looked like it was last touched by Ohio. And the officials going to send this one the other way. Pretty clear call there. The officials got it right, changing it. Justin Turner gives it up to Caldwell. And DiMaggio Wiggins getting great position down low, made that an easy hook. He finished with 8 points against Toledo in 13 minutes of action. DiMaggio Wiggins hadn't been held to single digits since back on December 9th against Old Dominion when he finished with just 2. Shot clock winding down. Tavion Kirk to the basket. Caldwell from behind. And we're going to have a late whistle. Foul will go against Caldwell.
Javon Kirk averaging more than 14 points per game.
And he's good on the first. Tavion Kirk shooting 77% from the line this season. As checking in for Bowling Green is Jeffrey Uju. For Uju, it's about coming off the bench, providing energy, and working hard on the glass. Any second chances that he creates for this Bowling Green team is big. This time the foul will go against Antoine Lillard as Dylan Fry returns. Full court pressure here from the Falcons. Pull-up jumper, no good. Zach Butler couldn't have asked for a better look there, as Bowling Green had a bit of a miscue defensively. Bowling Green being patient at the offensive end. Caldwell thought about the three. Time winding down. Step back, Fry, no. The Bobcats will live with that shot. Now Kirk to the basket, left hand, no good. 5-on-4 for Bowling Green. Loose ball. Bad turnover there for the Falcons, got a little bit careless. Now it's Mickle at the other end. Gets his own miss. And Uju commits the foul. Kevin Mickle, a graduate transfer from Florida Gulf Coast, where he played 63 games. And gets the friendly bounce on the first. DiMaggio Wiggins back on the floor. And James Gullen making his first appearance for the Bobcats. 1 for 2 for Mickle. Despite the struggles that Ohio has had at the offensive end, they're still right there, just a 2-possession game with 7 minutes gone by. Turner finds Caldwell. Yes, sir! Rod Caldwell, his 33rd three of the season, shooting 33% from beyond the arc. Coming off a tough performance against Toledo in which he was just 1 of 7 from the field. And now we have an offensive foul will go against Mickle. Not sure Kevin Mickle agreed with that call. Bowling Green shooting 41% from the field so far, compared to just 20% for Ohio. Daquan Plowden corner jumper, no good. There's Wiggins underneath, and goaltending. Bowling Green in front by 9 with less than 12 to play in the first half. DiMaggio Wiggins working hard on the glass. And Rod Caldwell finding the big man inside and then knocking one down from long range. Bowling Green in front by double figures. 17-6 your score, and Lauren, you've been a little bit surprised at the way Ohio has been at the offensive end so far.
Exactly. Earlier I mentioned that Bobcats, they normally attempt about 21 threes per game, but so far they've attempted none.
They've continued to try and go inside as Mickle walked. Frustration continues early for Kevin Mickle, who averages better than 9 points a game. See Saul Phillips not happy. Turner with the basketball, gives it up, now inside. And last touch by Ohio. And returning is Tavion Kirk. Kirk 1 of 4 from the field so far. And also checking in for Ohio, it is number 44. A.J. Guerreri. Koch working his way in the posts, and the turnaround is good. Bowling Green extends the lead to 13. Ohio continuing to look for answers at the offensive end. Bowling Green on a 7-0 run. Loose ball, Fry's got it. Had it slapped away, but no one there to pick it up for the Bobcats. Caldwell, another three. Fry, no hesitation. There's Caldwell underneath. Bowling Green getting every loose ball. They're unable to capitalize on that possession. And then Kirk quickly the other way draws a Bowling Green foul. That will be team foul number 5. Dardis with the basketball. Guerreri from the elbow. Wiggins wants it. And Wiggins losing his footing. Working against Mickle underneath. Mike Laster and Antoine Lillard will return. Lauren, your thoughts on the Bowling Green defensive effort so far?
I feel like they're doing a lot better than they were in previous games.
We talked about it against Toledo. Bowling Green allowed the Rockets to shoot better than 70% from the field in the first half. Laster, three-pointer. And Koch the rebound. Derek Koch already 4 rebounds in this one to go along with 7 points. Wiggins finishes with a little bit of contact. Bowling Green continuing to go inside. And a timeout, Ohio. .9:13 remaining in this first half. There you see Derek Koch. Looking at the numbers for the freshman so far. He's 3 of 3 from the field, 4 rebounds, 7 points. As we mentioned, he did not start the last game. Matt Fox got the start. Looked like Bowling Green was trying something a little bit different as far as matchups because of the three-point shooters that Toledo has with guys like Jalen Sanford and Nate Navigado. And man, we talked about in the open, Mike Laster has been pretty quiet so far. Only attempted one shot. Mickle, open jumper, nowhere close. Then Laster on the backside picks up the foul, just his first, as the Bowling Green faithful with the air ball comments from the stands. Nellie Cummings missed the last game because of injury, is now on the floor for Bowling Green. Shot clock winding down. Cummings goes baseline and too far underneath. Inside, Tavion Kirk attacking. And when you're struggling, you have to continue to attack the basket. Try and force Bowling Green into some fouls and take advantage of the free throw line. Ohio as a team, fourth in the MAC in free throw percentage at just over 72%. One more to come as Daquan Plowden checks in for Derek Koch. And Gavin Block returns for Jordan Dardis. Another note, the big man for Ohio, Doug Taylor, on the bench with those two personal fouls. That's another reason why Bowling Green has continued to go inside. Not having to deal with the 6'9", 264-pound junior. Taylor now back on the floor, guarding Wiggins. And this will be the third personal foul against Doug Taylor. Just came in, he's going right back to the bench. Antoine Lillard, pull up three. Rattles it home. Bowling Green by 17. Falcons' largest lead of the game. Block against Plowden. Good strong move from Gavin Block. Block had a double-double against Clemson back in non-conference play, in which he finished with 22 points and 10 rebounds. That was a career high in points, as Nellie Cummings with the three at the other end. That's Bowling Green's fifth three.
Going 50% while Ohio is still at 0 points per made for the three.
Yeah, 0 of 2 from beyond the arc right now for the Bobcats. Lillard against Gullen. Gets his own miss. Too much Bowling Green right now. The Falcons with 5 offensive boards. They have an 18-11 advantage on the glass. Gullen to the basket. Bobcats needed that. James Gullen missed last year because of injury, did pick up the red shirt. And he's been in double figures 3 times this season. Bowling Green still in control, going inside again to Wiggins. Wiggins triple teamed, and he walked. Bowling Green in control on their home floor. Derek Koch, the turnaround inside. And DiMaggio Wiggins able to finish with contact. Falcons up by 18. A lot to be excited right now if you're a Bowling Green fan. The Falcons in this Mid-American Conference East matchup lead by 18. Bowling Green shooting 45% from the field. Ohio just 4 of 17 right now.
So far in the game, Bowling Green is dominating.
Right now, the Bobcats with Laster, Butler, Gullen, Mickle, and Block on the floor. Good hands there by Uju not to allow an easy pass inside. And Tavion Kirk returns.
Last game, Tavon Kirk had the double-double versus Buffalo.
And so far in this game, he's 1 of 5 from the field. 2 boards, 4 points. Much needed basket for the Bobcats, 16-point game. Fry, guarded by Gullen, trying to go one-on-one. And that will be team foul number 6 for Ohio. Each team with 16 fouls. Bowling Green with Fry, Cummings, Plowden, Uju, and Lillard out there on the floor as Jordan Dardis returns. Jordan Dardis scoreless so far. He averages better than 12 a game. Laster back to the bench. And loose ball. Bowling Green fortunate there. Fry, the pull-up. Got it. Dylan Fry with his first field goal. He becomes the 7th different Falcon to score. Kirk, little contact, can't finish. And the foul from behind. Good job there by Jordan Dardis to go to the glass. Jordan Dardis, a deadly three-point shooter. He's got 48 threes to lead the team this season, 201 for his career. And his career three-point percentage, 43%. That's good enough for second best in program history. And oh, by the way, he's an 84% free throw shooter this season. Able to go 2 for 2. Fry fading away. And again, Bowling Green going to the glass. Ohio not happy with the whistle, leads to a technical foul. Looks like Dylan Fry will go to the line. Looks like the technical will be against Gavin Block. Dylan Fry, first free throw attempts of the night. Short there. Fry on the season, a 78% shooter. And 0 for 2. Mike Laster back on the floor for the Bobcats. As Block now on the bench. Gavin Block, 4 points. He's been one of the offensive leaders so far for Ohio. And Uju no good, so Bowling Green cannot take advantage at the free throw line. Laster pull up. A long rebound, Laster able to corral it. See if the Bobcats can take advantage. It's going to the basket, a lot of contact. Here it is one more time, off the fake. Plowden and Uju were there. Not going to allow anything easy. James Gullen, 26 of 28 at the free throw line this season. Can't knock down the first. Nickel returns. Bowling Green with the basketball, in front by 15. Wiggins lost it. Kirk right down the middle. This will be a Bowling Green foul, team foul number 9. Our final media timeout of the first half. Bowling Green 31, Ohio 16. Dylan Fry knocking down the pull-up jumper. Michael Huger. The reaction says it all. .356 remaining in the first half. Bowling Green 31, Ohio 16. As you see Mike Laster, team's leading scorer, his numbers so far.
Yeah, he's not doing too hot. He's so far had nothing in the paint and nothing from long range, but he does have 2 rebounds and 1 steal.
And Tavion Kirk no good at the line. The Bobcats now 6 of 11 from the charity stripe. Bowling Green still shooting better than 45% from the field as Turner drives. Battle for the board, and Wiggins will go to the line. Matt Fox was also in there battling. Good on the first.
So far for the season, Wiggins has a 69% up at that field line.
He's improved his free throw percentage from 61% last season. He shot just 37% from the line as a freshman. Mickle. Now Dardis for three. Short. Bobcats now 0-4 from beyond the arc. Now Wiggins running the floor, puts it home. Great look up ahead by Justin Turner. Haven't seen too many fast break opportunities in this game, as that one was halfway down for Mickle. And no good for Turner. He'd like that one back. Tavion Kirk, no good, tipped out. Another Dardis three, no. Good hands from Dardis, able to save it to Mickle. And here's Kirk, challenged by Lillard, didn't matter. Tavion Kirk has scored in double figures in 18 of 20 games this season. A point shy of making it his 19th double-figure game of the season. Turner three, no. Kirk the step through. Good defense from Turner. And last touch by the Bobcats. Rod Caldwell checking in. You see what he's done so far. 3 points on 1 of 2 shooting. Also has 1 rebound and 1 assist. This hasn't exactly been a pretty game so far, with the struggles that Ohio has had at the offensive end, and then Bowling Green dominating on the glass. DiMaggio Wiggins now up to 12 points. Also add in 6 rebounds. And Dardis threw it away. Bowling Green 4-on-2. Matt Fox 3. Too much. Quick outlet to Butler. Butler's runner, no good. Ohio just can't buy a basket. Approaching a minute to play in the first half. Contact, no whistle. Turner, the up and under, no good. Bowling Green able to get it back. And a Bobcats foul, that will be their 10th.
Dardis looking like he disagrees with that call.
And Butler right now grabbing at his left shoulder. Also grabbing at his hamstring. Looks like it's mainly the shoulder though. It will be Antoine Lillard to the line. Good on the first. And 2 for 2.
With Lillard going 2 for 2 for that, he averages 71% for all of his free throws so far this season.
You've got Uju and Cummings back on the floor. Bowling Green by 20. And Dardis, as Cummings went down. The tip nearly went. Still plenty of time on the shot clock. Caldwell, pull up. Shot clock turned off. 25 seconds remaining in the first half. Kirk, no good. Time winding down from half court. It's Caldwell. Hard off the window. And that's it for the first 20 minutes. Bowling Green trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. They're going inside to Wiggins. And the Bobcats have not had an answer. Maggio Wiggins, 12 points in the first half. Halftime here at the Stroh Center. Bowling Green leading Ohio 41-19. Bowling Green looking to pick up their 13th win of the season. Ohio right now in position for what would be their 3rd straight loss. Let's get to the first half highlights. Bowling Green off to a good start from the beginning in this one, going inside early.
So they're going 44% from their free.
And right now, Bowling Green shooting 44% from the field and 41% from beyond the arc.
And so far, they're doing very good with having 7 players having scores across the board.
A good balance so far for the Falcons. Rod Caldwell, it's been a bounce-back performance for the point guard so far. 3-point shooting definitely has been a difference in this game. Bowling Green, 5 threes. The Bobcats 0 of 5 from beyond the arc. Tavion Kirk there inside. Bowling Green's with their largest lead of the game right now at 22 points. Those are your first half highlights. We'll be back to the Stroh Center in a moment here on ESPN. Back to halftime on ESPN, and yes, Antonio Daniels, bobblehead night. What a player he was for Bowling Green.
Daniels ranks 4th in the program history in terms of career points and 2nd in terms of points in a single season.
During his time from 1993 to 97, Antonio Daniels averaged better than 16 points a game, better than 5 assists, and nearly 3 rebounds wearing the orange and brown. For more on tonight's game, here is Samantha Heichman.
I'm here with Coach Anthony Stacy. I wanted to ask you, Coach, now tonight is Antonio Daniels bobblehead night. I'm sure you knew this was coming. What was it like being a college teammate of his?
It was unbelievable. He's, one of the greatest basketball players in our school history and just even a better person. He was my roommate on the road, and I can remember us living together as a freshman. When I was a freshman, took great care of me, but a special night for a special person. He really, really deserves it.
And you had the one season where you weren't you weren't the leading scorer for the Falcons. Antonio Daniels was. So what was it like losing out to him?
We weren't really in competition of scoring, but it was his senior year, and he had one of the best senior years in the history of the school that led us to a conference championships, and we played in the NIT, but his senior season was unbelievable. I mean, he played so great and led us to, like I said, to the MAC championship. I think he averaged almost 25 points a game, and it was spectacular. It was fun to be a part of.
And I wanted to ask, you both have had pretty good successful careers after leaving here as a graduate. You're back here obviously as a coach. What is it like to be such an instrumental player in these young guys' lives?
Well, I think it's special because I think some of the most important people in our lives are my former coaches. And we're trying to do the same to our guys and, try to lead them and mentor them and try to be as special as our coaches was, for us.
All right, thank you for your time and good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
Back to you, Brad.
All right, when we come back, we'll look at some of the first half numbers as Bowling Green leads by 22. Both teams back out on the floor and getting ready for the start of the second half here on ESPN. And let's look at the first half numbers. We know the struggles that Ohio has had from the field, just 20% so far. The Bobcats 0 of 5 from long range. Bowling Green at 44% and 5 of 12 from beyond the arc. Points in the paint, Bowling Green with the advantage, 16-12. And a stat you don't see there is the points off turnovers. Bowling Green with a 14-6 advantage. The Bobcats with 8 first half turnovers. That's a look at the first half numbers. Second half next on ESPN. It will be Bobcats basketball to start the second half. Before we get it underway, here's Samantha Heischman with some second half adjustments.
Yeah, Brad, we were able to talk to Coach Stacy, and he said, we don't, as BG, we don't want to be giving them free opportunities with foul shots, and then we don't want to give up the three, and we want to get back into transition. So as long as we stick to those three kings, we can continue on with the second half and continue the first half success. And then with Ohio, they obviously want more shooting opportunities. They need it, being down 41-19. And then they also want to slow down that inside game by BG. Back to you.
Thank you, Samantha. As the Bobcats good on their first possession of the second half, make it a 20-point game. Bowling Green will go inside to Wiggins, trying to find Koch. It's a Falcons turnover. And Lauren, as you noticed, and as we talked about early on, this isn't the same Ohio team we've seen over the years.
Yeah, and previously, looking back here, it shows that for Ohio, they have normally beat or came too close to having 75 points per game when faced up against the Bowling Green Falcons.
And that's over the last 4 meetings that the Bobcats have had at least 75 points against the Falcons. Look at the leading scorers so far for Ohio. Right now, Tavion Kirk with 9, Gavin Block with 4, and James Gullen with 3. A name you don't see there, the leading scorer, Mike Laster, scoreless so far in this game. Tavion Kirk now with 11 in this ball game after scoring on the Bobcats' first possession of the second half. And Laster, the lob, too high for Kirk. That kind of tells the story of the night for Ohio at the offensive end. Look at the leading scorers for Bowling Green. DiMaggio Wiggins working on another double-double. He's got 12 points and 7 boards. Antoine Lillard, 9 points. And Derek Koch with 7. Fry, good look to Wiggins, who lays it home. The no-look pass from Dylan Fry. And Ethan Good likes it. Mike Laster down on the baseline. Didn't quite see what happened. He was away from the basketball. Already had Zach Butler go to the bench in this game, grabbing at his shoulder. Let's get one more look. Dylan Fry, the no look to Wiggins. Look at Laster. Bobcats cannot afford any more injuries. It's an area that has plagued them throughout the season. Dardis. Now Gullen. Found a driving lane, finishes off glass. Even though Bowling Green controlled the first half, you still have to come out and have that sense of urgency to want to put the Bobcats away in this one. A lot of time left in this ball game as Turner, trying to get in the paint, draws a foul. It will go against Gullen. For Golan, that will be his second personal. Turner. Spin move. Good defense there from Taylor with the block. And then he came down on the feet of Turner. It will be a foul against Justin Turner. Had that block graphic? For Doug Taylor, that defense there doing what he does best. Just over 2 minutes gone by in this second half. Kirk against Fry. Tavion Kirk's runner is good. Team high 13 points now for Kirk. Comes in averaging better than 14 a game as Fry turns it over, trying to get it inside. Kirk to Taylor. Good defense from the Falcons. And Golan can't save it. Rod Caldwell will check in. I mentioned that last play made by Doug Taylor. He's the Mid-American Conference leader in blocks, averaging 2 a game. Starting center for this Bobcats team.
And just getting word from the Ohio bench, Butler is on the bench now with his arm in a sling.
So it looks like we will not see Zach Butler the rest of this game. As the jumper goes for Jordan Dardis. Dardis now with 4 points. And Mike Laster coming back to the bench for Ohio. There's a look at Zach Butler. Again, Ohio cannot afford any more injuries as A.J. Guerreri checks in. Turner. This will be a foul on the floor. Next basket for Wiggins. And the lob to Wiggins. Able to catch and gets the friendly bounce. Bowling Green by 18. Maggio Wiggins fired up after that one. Dardis lost his footing, turns it over. 3-on-2. Lillard had it stripped on the way up. Bowling Green 45, Ohio 27. Dylan Fry, great no-look pass to Wiggins for the easy 2. And then Jordan Dardis, good turnaround in the paint. Bowling Green in front by 18. And a big reason why, that man, DiMaggio Wiggins, what a night he's had.
So far for the season, Wiggins has 13 points per game, and for today he has 16 points, leading not only his team but both teams in scores.
And you see his rebounding numbers. Number 2 in the MAC right now behind James Thompson of Eastern Michigan. I also have Trayshawn Fletcher of the Toledo Rockets averaging 8.5 rebounds a game. And you see Adonis De La Rosa there, also one of the top rebounders in the MAC. De La Rosa plays for Kent State, who Bowling Green will see next right here at the Stroh Center on Saturday. Wiggins against Mickle. And Koch gives Bowling Green another opportunity. Good ball movement. It's Caldwell just grazing the iron with that 3. Now Koch on the floor trying to rip it away. Here's Laster. Just came back into the game. Five minutes gone by in the second half. And Turner from behind will be called for the foul. That will be the second personal on Justin Turner. Daquan Plowden and Doug Taylor check in. The numbers on Taylor for the season. And look what he's done tonight. The starters have just not gotten it done for Ohio. Outside of Tavion Kirk. Taylor. Mike Laster at the line. Shoots 72% on the season. And off the iron on the first, Dylan Fry will check in for Antoine Lillard. One more to come for Laster. Laster had that career-high 31 points against Northern Illinois back on January 6th. He's had 5 games of 20 points or more this season. That last free throw make was his first point of the night. It's been quiet for Bowling Green at the offensive end so far in this second half. They've managed just 4 points. And Daquan Plowden, the follow-up dunk, his 10th dunk of the season. Number 2 on the team in dunks behind DiMaggio Wiggins. And Mickle drives and answers. "17-point game. Wiggins lost it on the way up. Gullen for 3. Off the mark. Plowden the rebound.
Ohio now 0 for 7 on their 3-point shots for the game so far.
They were 0 of 5 in the first half. On the season, the Bobcats have been knocking down about 7 threes a game. Daquan Plowden for 3. Plowden shooting 34% from beyond the arc this season. Mickle finds Kirk right down the lane. And Bowling Green with their 5th team foul. Tavion Kirk, 3 of 6 at the line tonight, make that 4 of 7. Jeffrey Uju back in for Bowling Green. 1 of 2 there. Turner goes right by Kirk. It's the second time we've had a goaltending violation. Block checks in for Kirk. Michael Huger with a few words for the official. Little full court pressure from Bowling Green. Blocked. Good defense from Fry. Now one-on-one in the post. Mickle. No good. Plowed another rebound. His 5th of the game. Now Plowden to the basket. 2 more. Daquan Plowden aggressive at the offensive end, giving 7 points tonight. Now the largest lead of the game for Bowling Green before that basket. Five points now for Kevin Mickle. Fry, step back, too strong. Laster, off glass and good. Nice move to get by Turner. First field goal for Mike Laster. Caldwell, left hand. The tip wouldn't go for Uju. Gullen for 3, good. First 3 of the night for Ohio. Now 1 of 8. Got a 16-point game. Caldwell. Good defense from Mickle. Now it's Turner, step back. Rebound for Taylor. Gullen, no good. The tip for Taylor. Bobcats trail by 14, and Michael Huger out to midcourt wants a timeout. 10:06 remaining. And this will be an official's timeout. Daquan Plowden, 3-pointer there. Then off the Wiggins miss. Plowden there to clean it up. He's excited. The bench is excited. Bowling Green in front. Freddie and Frida Falcon enjoying their time in the stands with the students as Bowling Green leads Ohio by 14. We've talked about the injuries for Ohio. We have an injury update for you right now.
Yes, Jordan Dardis, that injury he sustained, they said it was to his left hip, and he's being taken back to the locker room now to have it examined.
So that's Zach Butler, Jordan Dardis, and Mike Laster, who have all at some point in this game dealt with injury. Laster's out there on the floor right now, but heard my partner mention earlier, Zach Butler right there in a sling now. We have another media timeout, 9:52 remaining. Get a good look there at Bill Frack Court here inside the Stroh Center in Bowling Green, Ohio. The Falcons in front by 14 with less than 10 to play. Brad Woznicki and Lawrence Salkowitz here with you. Bowling Green basketball. They go to Derek Koch, who will give it up to Antoine Lillard. Now Wiggins calling for it. Double team, dumps it down low. And last touched by Bowling Green. Ohio not out of this game. Bobcats 9 of 13 from the field in this second half. They shot just 20% from the field in the first 20 minutes. Kirk. And he walked. Ohio now with 12 turnovers in this ball game compared to 9 for Bowling Green. Bowling Green had just 5 turnovers against Toledo. That was a season low as the reverse no good. And Derek Koch took a shot to the head. Bowling Green able to get back, all 5 on defense. Corner 3, no good. Now 1 of 9 for the Bobcats from long range. Bowling Green shooting 33% from the field in the second half. Here's Lillard inside, unable to draw iron. And Laster on the floor is tied up. But not before an Ohio timeout. .8:25 remaining. Here it is one more time. Derek Koch took a swipe right across the face there. Looks to be okay now. Derek Koch with 7 points and 6 rebounds. Most of his production coming there in the first half. Excited to see how the freshman will continue to progress, not only for this season, but throughout the rest of his career. And we'll be back in a moment here on ESPN. .8:25 remaining in this ball game. The Bobcats trailing by 14. Ohio has never led in this ball game. Bowling Green has led by as many as 23. And Kirk trying to save it. It's going to be a Bowling Green foul. And a quick update on the Mid-American Conference scoreboard. Ball State taking on Toledo. The Cardinals right now in front by 9 with less than 8 minutes to play. Central Michigan leading Northern Illinois by 19 late in the second half. And Western Michigan all over Eastern Michigan 56-35. And Miami with 3:39 remaining leading Akron 73-58. And Buffalo, one of the top teams in the MAC, with a slight advantage on Kent State right now, 73-68, 4:20 remaining. That's your Mid-American Conference scoreboard. Turner. Daquan Plowden pull-up jumper. And here comes Kirk. Still time for Ohio to get back in this one, as Wiggins got a hand in there to knock it out of bounds. And Nellie Cummings checks in for Justin Turner. Nellie Cummings, 5 minutes 3 points in that first half. Again, coming back from injury. Did not play against Toledo. Looked to be a lower body injury suffered in practice, as Antoine Lillard is able to finish. And Lillard now into double figures, joining DiMaggio Wiggins. Lillard has 11, Wiggins with 16. Lob inside for Taylor. Block, no good on the three. Ohio there tries to go inside, ends up having to settle from long range.
Ohio now 1 for 3 on their three-point shooting for this game. 1 for 11.
And Laster will return. Lillard, three-pointer. Bowling Green now 1 of 4 from beyond the arc in the second half. 6 of 16 for the game. Block a three, no. Then the pump fake, able to finish inside. 6 points now for Block. Fry for three. Block the rebound. Too strong for Laster. Nearly a Bowling Green turnover. Taylor. Bowling Green basketball as Turner returns. 9 on the shot clock. With time winding down, Plowden trying to find Wiggins. Not a good possession for Bowling Green. Just over 5 minutes remaining. See the turnover numbers. Ohio with 12 on the night. And now 1 of 14 beyond the arc. Kirk the steal. Up ahead, Laster. He'll pull up. And the foul will go against Mickle. And for Kevin Mickle, that will be his 4th personal. Team foul number 5 for the Bobcats as Gullen will check in. Dylan Fry back on the floor for Bowling Green. Fry just 2 points on the night on 1 of 6 shooting, but he does have 4 boards and 2 assists. Plowden, wild shot. He'll be bailed out there by a foul call. for Daquan Plowden. This will be his first free throw attempts of the night. Good on the first.
So far for the season, when he's up, he goes 40% up at that free throw line.
He goes 2 for 2 there.
There we go.
Going against the numbers as Bowling Green leads by 16.
This whole game so far has been going against the numbers. The past 4 times that we previously have said that Bowling Green has came not always running up here, and so far they're actually pulling ahead.
Fry, the down low to Wiggins, who catches and finishes. 18 points now for Wiggins. He's still a rebound shy of what would be his 9th double-double of the season. Kirk. And Turner will be called for the foul. That will be his 4th. We have reached our final media timeout. 3:29 remaining. Antoine Lillard, fast break with the finish. And number 11 for the Falcons, as that fan enjoying this one. Welcome back to the Stroh Center, where the Falcons lead Ohio 60-42 in this Mid-American Conference East Division matchup. Bowling Green on their way to snapping a 3-game losing streak. Bobcats on their way to their 3rd straight loss. Bowling Green coming in leading the all-time series 77-65. The Bobcats had won the last 2 meetings. As Tavion Kirk, one more free throw to come. And an air ball. The crowd going to let him know about that one. Despite that air ball there, Tavion Kirk has been pretty impressive for this Ohio team. He's got a chance to become the first Ohio University freshman to average in double figures since DJ Cooper averaged 13.5 points a game back in 2009-2010 season. Antoine Lillard now up to 13 points. No good for Mickle. Less than 3 to play. Gullen going for the steal. Lillard leaves the 3-point short. And Kirk at the other end. He'll go right back to the line. Both teams in the bonus. Tavion Kirk leading the Bobcats with 15 points tonight. Now 5 of 11 at the charity stripe. Matt Fox will check in. Matt Fox made his 3rd career start against Toledo, as Kirk short on that one. Bobcats as a team shooting just 50% from the free throw line, 10 of 20 in this game. Fry, the pull-up is good, had plenty of space. 4 points on the night for Dylan Fry. Lillard wisely going to slow things down. Wiggins, the hook. Would not drop. Kirk for three. Got it. His first three-point attempt of the night, and it goes. Give him 18 for the ball game. Tavion Kirk coming in shooting 45% from long range. That was the 11th three of the season. Bowling Green turnover, 3-on-1. Gullen back to block. The reverse is good. And a timeout, Bowling Green. 30-second timeout. And DiMaggio Wiggins with 18 points and 11 rebounds as his 9th double-double of the season. He's definitely been one of the guys that has been looked to consistently at the offensive end. And during this 30-second timeout, we'll see if we can get a look ahead for these two teams, as both will be back in action on Saturday for Mid-American Conference play. Bowling Green, including tonight, playing 4 of their next 5 games at home. Here's a look ahead for Ohio as the Bobcats will return to the Convocation Center for the next 2 against Central Michigan and Akron. And it's back-to-back road games. That'll be 2 tough ones against the MAC West with Western Michigan and Toledo. Western Michigan led by Thomas Wilder, one of the top scorers in the Mid-American Conference. Then you have Trayshawn Fletcher, one of the top scorers in the MAC, leading the way for Toledo. Turner denied by Taylor, but a foul. 43 seconds remaining. Justin Turner, this will be his first free throw attempt of the night. Turner coming in, number 10 in the MAC in scoring, better than 15 a game. Two for 2. Kirk, the spin move and the finish. Tavion Kirk has tied his season high of 20 points. 3rd time he's gotten to 20 this year. Also scored 20 against Indiana State and Mount St. Mary's.
Lillard here just running that clock down, waiting for that buzzer to go off.
Lillard attacks. And it will be a shot clock violation with 1.1 seconds remaining. Gullen did not get the shot off in time. That's it. Bowling Green has snapped their 3-game losing streak and picked up their 13th win of the season. The Bobcats will drop to 9-12, 2-7 in Mid-American Conference play. Your final, Bowling Green 66, Ohio 50. And we'll be back to wrap this one up in a moment here on ESPN. Stroh Center, where Bowling Green has picked up the 66-50 win tonight over the Ohio Bobcats, and I am joined now by Bowling Green assistant coach Kevin Noon. And Coach, take me through this one. It was a struggle certainly for Ohio offensively, but a much-needed win for your team.
Yeah, Ohio, they don't have Jason Carter this year. He's been out, so they're certainly looking for their identity, but they've been playing better of late, and we needed a little bit of fire. 2 tough games for us, so came back and played strong and changed the lineup a little bit, but proud of the guys' efforts, and it's nice to walk out of here with a win and get back on the right track.
And also, DiMaggio Wiggins, it's clear, continuing to go inside of the big man, and he's producing his 9th double-double of the season.
Yeah, DiMaggio's playing well, and if he can give us those rebounds and give us those points, he's a major factor for us, and he's probably the best big man in the league, and we got to keep feeding him the ball, and he's got to keep kicking it out to the open shooters, but happy with what he did tonight and happy with what some of the other guys did as well.
Now, 1 point, you're led by 23 in this game. Ohio, a team that we knew wasn't going to go away. What's the message to the team about this second half?
Well, I think the big thing that we're going to take away is we're up 23, and in games past, we've blown those leads completely. And in this game, we didn't blow it completely. They made runs at us, got it down to 14, but we were able to keep our composure a little bit and come back. And the message to the team is let's build off of it. We won in good fashion, and we had a commanding lead the whole game. We got to build on that and take that into Kent State this weekend.
All right, Coach, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Bowling Green assistant coach Kevin Noon, and we'll be back in a moment here on ESPN.
From the moment you set foot on campus at BGSU, you'll know this is a place where you can belong. In fact, BGSU is recognized for our strong commitment to engaging students in their education. And Bowling Green is one of the best college towns in America. This is a place where you can stand out. Come to one of the nation's top public universities and choose a program that fits you. Take advantage of the Falcon Internship Guarantee, the first of its kind in Ohio. With a BGSU degree, you can go far, further than you ever thought possible. Confident in your qualifications and ready like never before to fly. Belong, stand out, go far at Bowling Green State University.
Bowling Green 66, Ohio 50. In this Mid-American Conference East Division matchup, Bowling Green led for this entire game. Ohio struggled from the beginning, shooting just 20% from the field in the first half. Bobcats improved in the second half, shooting 32% for the game. Bowling Green had the advantage on the glass, 47-37. Then points in the paint. Ohio, a slight advantage there, but they had to continue to go inside because of the struggles that they had from long range, shooting just 11% from beyond the arc. And Lauren, while we have a moment, take us through tonight's leading scores.
For the lead scores for Ohio, we have Kirk leading with 20, Gallen and Block both having 8, and Mickle with 5 points for the total game.
All right, those are your leading scorers in this one. Look back on this game now. Yes, it's a win for Bowling Green. The Falcons snap their 3-game losing streak and pick up their 4th win in Mid-American Conference play. We'll look ahead now for Bowling Green. The Falcons right back here at home against Kent State on Saturday. Then it's on the road against Ball State. Home versus Eastern Michigan on February 10th and home versus Western Michigan on the 13th. And then a big matchup on the road against Buffalo for the next 5 games at home for the Falcons. Bowling Green needs to take advantage.
I'm happy tonight to see that Bowling Green brought in their first win after 3 losses, and they are here tonight celebrating.
A tough one here for the Ohio Bobcats. Still going to be a work in progress going forward, a team that's still learning how to get balance at the offensive end and finish underneath, as tonight belongs to the Bowling Green Falcons, a much-needed win for Bowling Green on Antonio Daniels' bobblehead night. That's going to do it for this broadcast. For my partner, Lauren Salkowitz, and our sideline reporter, Samantha Heichman, I'm Brad Woznicki saying so long from the Stroh Center, where your final score is Bowling Green 66, Ohio 50. To watch this entire game on replay as well as other games on our family of ESPN networks, log on to WatchESPN.com or download the Watch ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.